You insert a Q-tip too far in your ear, hear a click and all of a sudden you see a panel that says your human settings. What's the first thing you do? Turn ass hair option off. Set permanent pubic hair length. Set permanent armpit hair length. Belly button style. Not weird. Freckles and pimples. 0%. Smelly feet. Off. Lock picking skills. 100%. Non-cringe voice on audio recording. Enabled. Abs. On. Nail biting habit. Off. Poop and pee required per day. 1. Poop and pee time scheduled. If 1. Evening. Night vision. 100%. If you have night vision on, wouldn't it hurt to be in a room with the lights on, or to look at a screen? I thought that's why sunglasses exist. For people with night vision. Explains why people wear sunglasses indoors. Turn the intelligence level up past 2. Error brain capacity full. Download more RAM. An update is required. Seizures. This turned dark fast. Adjust the screen settings. It's been pretty blurry for a few years now. Render distance increased, now you can see all round the playable world. Your ass is always in the middle of the frame though, and it only runs at 10 FPS. Turn fear way down. And get rid of this damned heartburn. Don't turn fear down. Turn cowardice down. Fear is good. Also, just eat some chalk. Not OP, but you go eat some chalk, buddy. I got your chalk right here, pal. You can't make me eat that chalk, friend. Click off the diabetes switch. Oh. Your pancreas seems to have an obsolete driver. Go to install new one. Driver not installed. Sudo apt get install NVIDIA 440. Driver not installed. God freaking damn it. Bash. Sudo is not recognized as an internal or external command, operable program or batch file. Just diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Thought I had the coronavirus. My stomach felt like it was gonna blow up. Went to get tested and my blood sugar was crazy. Almost died. But the worst thing I think is that my fingers look like the moon's surface. All the pricking. I've had diabetes for 7 years now. Got sick at 13. The first little while is rough, it really is. I'm glad you got treatment before you ended up in a coma. You probably have gotten enough guidelines to go by that they're flowing out your ears, but I will give 3 more, the ones I have found most important. When it comes to food, it's fine to eat most things. You will figure out what doesn't work well for you in time. For me it's the classic fatty foods, but also something less normal. Tacos. Even if something isn't easy to control, feel free to eat it as a reward. I eat a buffet about once a year, because I enjoy it, even though my blood sugar is completely out of whack for a couple hours after. I take it you are not currently on a continuous monitor. I was not for the first 4 years, because I didn't like the idea of something sticking to my body. I eventually changed my mind and have it a shot, and it's just such an improvement on general happiness. In the meantime I personally don't do finger pricks. I got sick right before the CGMs got really popular and doctors recommended me to prick on my arm. It doesn't give a value as recent as your finger, but it's more than good enough for me. I'd say the arm gives about a 15-minute delay while finger gives about 5 minutes. I'd recommend giving it a try after talking with your doctor. Get started with calculating carbohydrates as soon as possible. The maths aren't hard to understand, and there are a lot of apps with databases of carbs for foods. If recommend trying those. If you have any more questions about counting carbs, feel free to PM me. I'm more than happy to help. Factory reset. Too much to debug. Just start over. As a sysadmin, can confirm this is exactly my thought process. Becomes an adult with a mind of a baby. So nothing changed? Damn. The other way around. Scanned for viruses. 176 viruses found. Recommend full wipe and clean reinstall. 3 major strokes later. The patient is virus free. Except his memories is gone. Cloud data backup. Backup failed. An update is required. Spinal cord connectivity. Well, there's a problem. Tick tick box. Spinal cord connectivity. Ah. Are you paralyzed? I like the way you phrased this lol. Sorry if this is too forward. I think we would know if the CEO of Taco Bell was paralyzed. I like to think the CEO of Taco Bell has been pulling a doctor on us this whole time. Instead of polio he suffers from quizopolo. Dude, polo. It was right there. Turn down the anxiety and turn off the whole procrastination setting. Then set exercises daily. I forgot about procrastination, damn it. I'm sure you'd get around to turning it off. Eventually. Disable bunion mode. Such a stupid freaking setting. From there, definitely resetting my hangover configuration to whatever it was when I was 29. You were getting bearable hangovers with 29? I felt like dying for 2 days every time when I was 19. I didn't have hangovers at all until my 30s. And now at 40 I think I could get one by catching a whiff of a glass of bourbon from across the table. Jailbreak. And that is what superpowers are, kids. Your superpower is very impressive. And then what? Which code will you run next? Is there any documentation on how to communicate with the brain API? How do you keep the heartbeat running? Do you hope for existing stored procedures? Other than that, which Linux distro will you try first? So tempting to hit randomize and see what happens. Considering how fragile the human body is, I'm willing to bet 9 out of 10 times you just straight up die, because something's not where it belongs. What da mean I ain't supposed to have 3 dongs and a pair of titties? Nah man, it's 5 dongs and a single titty. And the rather big titty casually chills on the shoulder blade. Titty pauldron. Speed metabolism, way the frick up. You have unlocked all the cancers. Wait, what? Frick? Tortoise slow metabolism can live 100 plus years. The Flash theorized insane fast metabolism, and using his speed force without a sustenance input proportionate to his output would age incredible fast. Wouldn't it make more sense that he just, like, withers away from not having the energy and his body eats itself? I think in the live action show they hinted at that one. But in one of the animated movies he literally aged insanely fast using the speed force to hold open a time tunnel or something. It's sci-fi person shrugging. Find the common sense setting. Error. No such setting exists in this version. Please upgrade for new features. God, this question reminds me of what happened a couple weeks ago. My ear randomly throbbing painfully for a while until I was carefully cleaning my ears with a Q-tip and felt a loud pop. No more throbbing. What happened after? What was the pop? We have questions. Questions that need answering. You should seek the head of your order. He is both wise and powerful. He'll know what to do. Could have been the eardrum popping in a spot, tearing. Could have been earwax that had caused pressure to build up. Or a pimple. I get pimples in my ears sometimes. In the canal. Sometimes my nose too. They hurt and are tender as frick. The ear ones can pulsate. Hurts at the slightest touch. I generally pop them, drain them, clean them. God, I always feel so much better afterwards. I'm not a 100% certain I want to know the answer. But how do you pop a pimple inside your ear canal? Shut off the freaking allergies and sweat directly to the eyes features. As well as the inhale, spit and choke feature. Turn on the closed captions. I can't hear it. With translator. English auto-generated. Or yeah or frick yes. Or yeah or frick yes. The cat. Didn't know Shane Dawson had a Reddit account. Turn off menstruation. Ain't nobody got time for that. And yeast infections. Cheats activated. Jesus. Walk on water. And fly hacks all day long. You have been permabanned for fly hacks. Speed up metabolism. Remove mental illness. Increase height. Charisma 10. Luck 10. Add self-confidence. That about does it. Your charisma and luck have gone up, but it was actually on a 100-point scale. Doesn't matter, still better than where I was before. Turn the feelings settings down, all except happiness. Put into no fricks given mode. I miss that mode. I would also do that. Someone breaks into your house, starts stealing everything and kills your family. You couldn't do anything but feel elated at what you were witnessing. You couldn't defend them because you have no fight or flight response, simply joy. Even though you felt happy, you knew you objectively needed to avenge your family. You track and hunt down the bastard. You find him and stab him several times, all with a smile on your face. As you leave his house, you pass by a mirror. You see yourself covered in blood and still feel only happiness in your blood-soaked loneliness. And you realize the cost of your happiness was the cost of your soul. Isn't that the story of Undertale Genocide Mode? Except he doesn't kill your family, you kill his friends and single-handedly end the world. You get arrested because you seem to be oddly pretty happy that the murder victim is dead.